And welcome back to Morning Live. Are you feeling stuck in your relationships? Your attachment style might have something to do with that. Mental health expert and educator Janany Jayanthikumar joins us now with more. And of course, there are 4 different attachment styles. Can you help us break these down? What do they mean?
Yes. So the 4 attachment styles are your secure attachment style. And then we have 3 insecure attachment styles, which is your anxious attachment style, your avoidant attachment style, and the last one is disorganized. Now, your secure attachment is for people who grew up in households where caregivers were attuned and responsive most of the time. Your anxious attachment style is when children had caregivers who were responsive some of the time, could meet some needs and not others. And for someone who has an avoidant attachment style, you had caregivers who could not meet your emotional needs. And the last one, being disorganized, is a blend of the two, of anxious and avoidant.
And of course, this carries on through your adulthood also. How does it impact our adult relationships at home and in the workplace?
Yeah, so you know, the best way for me to kind of describe that is with a little scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for example, you know, at home, let's say we're at the kitchen table and you're with your child. Your child starts crying. For someone with an avoidant attachment style, that crying likely is activating something within you that's telling you, shut this down, this does not feel safe. So you might respond by telling your child, stop crying. Right? Or nothing's wrong. Now, in the boardroom or in the workplace, someone with an anxious attachment style, for example, may not be able to be present and actually hear the things that are happening, but rather is thinking, what am I going to contribute to this conversation?
Okay, it's that thinking about what you're going to say next instead of listening to it. Okay. And of course, are you able to change your attachment style? Say you do this research, this digging, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to avoid an attachment style. Can you work on that? Can you change it?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's one of the highlights of understanding attachment style. A large portion of us do fall under insecure attachment styles. But the great thing is that we can move to what we call earned security. And that really is beginning, A, to understand what your attachment style is, but B, beginning to understand that we can break out of these survival patterns that we have that are no longer serving us.
And how do we begin to do something like that? That seems like a huge task.
Yeah, so it could be, you know, whether you're seeing a mental health professional, whether you are even just going online and beginning to look at what the attachment styles are. And for someone who maybe wants to begin moving through this, the first thing that I often tell people is that we got to get still, we got to get quiet, which is uncomfortable for a lot of us.
Absolutely it is.
Right, to go inward. But really we need to begin understanding what's happening in us. And I say get curious. Get curious around why maybe you're responding the way that you are.
And we have about 90 seconds left. Why is it important to do this work?
It's so important to do this work because if we don't understand our own attachment styles, the things that have happened in our childhood, unfortunately, we have the opportunity to kind of pass these things on or respond in ways that might be negatively impacting us or the people around us. And when we look at parenting or we look at in the workplace for leaders, understanding your attachment style, moving to earn security really is a win for everybody that we're around.
If you're listening to this right now and you're having one of those like aha moments, oh my goodness, I respond like this, where should people go? What should you do?
Yeah, so as I said, there's lots of things online where you can begin to understand your attachment style, but people can also, if they're interested in learning more about their attachment style and wanting to actually do something about it, I do have a quick one-page download that people can access to learn about their attachment style.
And where can they find that?
Yes, so I can be found on Janany_J on Instagram, Jay.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds left. I've seen a lot of TikToks about attachment styles recently, a lot of things out there. Oh, is there any misinformation that you're seeing going around that you'd like to just dispel right now?
Yes, so I think it's so easy to get into judgment, whether it's judgment for yourself or somebody else, right? This is we were talking about avoidant attachment style, right? So this person can't respond to their own emotional needs, can't pay attention to others. And I want to say, if we can understand that these things developed in early childhood as a way to protect ourselves and to survive, I would love for that judgment to go away so that people can actually compassionately move forward.
Amazing. Well, great advice. Thank you so much. We'll get your information up on our website as well, chch.com/morninglive. We'll have more Morning Live coming up for you just after this.